All right, that made it because I just started.
That's
What?
going to be the start of the stream now, is it? Okay.
Literally will be.
All right.
Brilliant.
With no context whatsoever. Hello, welcome everyone to my stream
Hello.
that is almost 6 hours old. Titanic, Honor, and Glory. Let me get that on the screen instead of this black nonsense.
Oh, Titanic, Honor and Glory. Okay. Is this about Titanic?
It is indeed.
No, it's about it's about
Honor and Glory.
When you said Honor and Glory, I didn't know it was a Titanic game.
It's about the Oregon Trail.
When they jump over the river.
Oh, come on. What is this?
You know, I haven't played this demo yet, Shady. This is a new experience for me.
900. Oh, 900. Center right. 19.
Wait, this
this
is the
isn't a
old
game that's
demo,
really-
isn't it?
This is not released yet, then.
It says, look at that corner. It says demo version 3.1. I just downloaded it. You said the version 3, right? Did I download the wrong
no,
one?
hang on. Hang on.
Did I get the wrong one?
It looks like you got an old demo, yeah.
Damn it.
Apparently the most recent one is 5.111.
Oh, is it? Then we'll have to wait even longer. I just went to the download page and clicked on something.
Oh no, sorry, that's completely wrong. Sorry, that's
It's
not right.
401 2.0.
I was looking at the Unreal Wikipedia article. Not the Titanic.
Updates, project. Okay, well. See, I go to downloads. I clicked literally the top link. So, you know, if they're fucking assholes, then that's not my
Yeah,
fault.
demo 401, apparently.
They kind of are. No, they're great guys. I just wish they'd come out and say.
No, I
whether
go to
they're
the
gonna
download
honor
page.
the,
That's the one.
Indiegogo campaign.
Demo 3, that's the downloads page. So it's not my fault. Either
Yeah,
this
that
is going to be
that's on
solved
them.
in the next 2 minutes, or we are playing something else.
Yeah, so download demo 401 v2.0.
What are you talking about? I go to the downloads page, and that is the one that is there.
No, on the supporters page, go to the link I put in.
Actually looks like quite a cool little project there. So is the idea that basically the demos are just...
So this is
walking around
not
the ship?
even on the downloads page? What is this?
I don't know, this is just what the... It might even be a different website, I don't know. I don't know why they set it up this way.
I'm going to shift delete my old thing. There, I just shift deleted it. All right, fine.
So is the idea of this game that the demos are just like you kind of walk around, but the actual game will have like a story and stuff?
I think they're just gonna... It's gonna be like 100% of the ship in the full game, so... But there's not actually going to be a story.
Oh, okay. You still just walk around. The but is it like the night? Is it? Is that the idea?
I think you can simulate the sinking without people. But they were going to add a story, and that just became too complicated. And they figured that most people just wanted to walk around it, so they just figured, yeah, we'll just do a walker. We'll just do a walking
just
tour.
watch the film,
That's what most people.
basically.
This is a 40 gigabyte download.
It's Unreal Engine
Yeah.
5 now.
Like a Blu-ray.
Well, that is clocking in at 17 minutes.
Oh boy.
How about we put it in the background? We'll play something else and come back to this one because we still got 2 hours.
Pink Panther is quarter a gigabyte.
Right. Let's try Pink Panther, then come back to Honor and Glory.
What even is that? What the fuck am I doing?
It's like a sort of puzzle / adventure, and you play as Pink Panther as Pink.
I think that runs in Scum VM now, doesn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, I think it does.
This file is literally from like 1999, like with the zip I just sent. Like this is from a disc that is like in that cupboard.
We're gonna end up
like,
just
2 minutes
playing
later.
fucking Myst again, aren't we?
Oh, surely not Myth. We don't know how to complete it. We have to work out all the puzzles and stuff. God, frosting.
If it's Pink
Like,
Panther
no.
Passport Apparel, then yeah, it runs in Scum VM.
It's the one after
Frosting,
Passport
Frosting,
Apparel.
build me an awesome computer and I'll buy it.
It's the one after Passport Apparel. I don't know if that's in it. It's
What
the same
even
engine.
is
I think.
this? What was open on my computer?
Hocus Pocus Park.
Hocus Pocus Pink.
Yeah, that runs in Scum VM.
Also, show me how to record VR, because when Firmament comes out, you guys want me to be able to play it in VR, right? You want me to wear this? I got this headset right here. You want me to be wearing this and like, gesturing around the living room?
Yeah,
Like-
we'd love to see that.
Yeah,
I was watching
I can
a
do
guy
that if
called-
I know how to. I mean, I feel like I could do that if I just knew how. I will do that for you guys playing Firmament.
I'm sure Frosting. I trust in Frosting to be able to.
Frosting, why don't you take a weekend trip to Texas at some point soon and
He-
then help him set it up? Because
he-
Florida isn't that far from Texas.
He has
Ooh.
talked about it.
Cool. I didn't realize it was on Scumbium. That's cool. 1997 was when it was. Okay.
It's not the Scum engine, but like you know how Scum VM can do like a lot of adventure game engines now.
Yeah, that was actually a shame because do you remember there was that residual VM for the 3D games?
Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
that merged into Scum.
Yeah,
VM.
exactly. It merged. It completely merged with the old projects, and the residual VM repository on GitHub just got abandoned. Basically, just got archived. But this guy who was working on modifying it so that people could use their own custom like upscales was using the residual VM repository, like a fork of that. So when it got archived, he was just like, "Okay, brilliant. I'm now stuck." So now that project is just dead again. So all that stuff that he did is just lost basically to history. So yeah, Shad, I was watching. I can't remember what his name is now on YouTube, but this guy he'd never played the Myst series before, and it was very fun watching him play Myst VR in VR. So if you can get it working there, I think that'd be quite good. You don't have any sharp wooden things that you stub your toes on by accident in the background there,
All right,
'cause that hurts.
tomorrow maybe. Yeah, I feel like I need a huge technical overhaul. I set up this entire thing in 2018. I've been rethinking, like, I need to. It's good to kind
And
of
clean out.
upgrade and modernize every 5 years or so it just seemed kind of on schedule.
So is that what you do? Do you
What?
go for more of a sort of every 5 years do everything? Because I'd normally just end up kind of doing this thing here, this thing there, this thing there, this thing there. So I always end up with something that's always
Because I
dull.
try to put it out of my mind. I want to be like, this is the time I just kind of clear my head, clean house, and just restart. I bought a totally new machine in 2008, and then I bought another one in 2013, and I bought another one in 2018. I'm just telling you,
Yeah.
that's the way it's been. Every 5 years, I've just kind of reset, just started over, with the exception of, my important data was on certain hard drives that could get transferred over. But other than that, I didn't mind just kind of resetting the whole thing and saying, okay, how do things work in current year? But it seems like, possibly current year has modified to the point where even that paradigm is now challenged. I don't know.
It is
I still-
amazing though.
can
Like,
you,
go on, Moss. Sorry.
Sorry, Colonel Frosting, is there really much of an advantage over a 2023 processor over a 2018 processor for
Probably
gaming?
not as much as
Because
2018.
Yeah,
but
because VR seems to really
2013.
just be heavily dependent on the graphics card and just not having the CPU itself bottleneck it. So as long as the CPU is not bottlenecking the well, yeah, but if he's got a very decent one from 2018, is it really going to make that much of a difference to VR if he just upgrades the graphics card? Sorry, I didn't mean to sound angry there. I'm just curious.
Well, it depends on what sort of logic.
I
how
hate
much them
thinking
CPU
about
has.
hardware, so
If Firmament ends up being like a really complicated game, then maybe.
my processor Intel Core i7-8700K CPU
Yeah,
at
that's a good CPU.
3.7 gigahertz.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good CPU. 100%.
I have 16
Sounds
gigabytes of
decent.
16 gigabytes of RAM, which is
You could probably double that, but you just need to get new RAM sticks.
RAM's pretty cheap, relatively.
I remember at least back in the day where upgrading the RAM physically was always trivial, but it could end up having much bigger consequences if you didn't benchmark it and measure it properly in the process.
I think they're
Well,
pretty
you have to
flexible
pair
now.
them for sure. It's funny. Actually, my laptop now, my MacBook Air has 24 gigs of RAM.
I mean, it's like some of the developments in RAM over the last like 10 years, like the way that they can pack it.
Yeah.
Like 1 byte is like 6 transistors. 1 bit is like 6 transistors now, or something, or 5 transistors. It's actually crazy.
My graphics card, I don't know. It's a 1080 Ti, whatever that is.
Oh, I remember when that was the top.
That
of the
feels like
top.
that's probably one of your oldest things, then, isn't it? 1080 Ti. You've got Gen 8 i7. That feels like newer than 1080 Ti, but it's
I
still
mean,
good.
if it was
Still a good
me,
graphics card.
I'd just say bump up the RAM to 32 gig and maybe get a slightly better graphics card. That's all. That's my instinct, and just not worry about the processor.
That's still a very good graphics card, though. I think you've got a pretty good computer.
I mean, it feels fine mostly, generally.
I mean, that's one thing I think that's really interesting about AI, like the recent AI developments, is that it's actually just a statement about how much more powerful our computers are than we realize, just because we don't really use them properly.
We don't use them
to their
properly,
maximum extent.
yeah. And we say that
Yeah.
now, but even then, I mean, hasn't our recent developments... I mean, I remember 10 years ago, the way technology was going, where things were just... I can't say this properly even if I was sober, let alone now, but there was just this pure raw, muscle versus being able to convert to being able to use it efficiently. That seemed to be kind of the way things were moving even then, as of like 5 or 6 years ago, where instead of just being, just that raw, there was some kind of conversion from just upgrading pure muscle power to becoming more efficient. And then even now, is it more just about maybe being, I don't know, clever on the programming side?
There's a question of like just actual processing power, speed versus like the algorithms you use.
Mm-hmm.
And the algorithms that we use are the thing that has driven. It's kind of weird that AI has actually been. What's driven that is not actually upgrades in hardware, but really upgrades in software, and people just realizing that actually graphics cards are just really good at just simulating so much, or at least approximating so many different things. That's basically what AI is doing, right? It's trying to approximate a goal.
So I've been for years on my NVIDIA graphics, all the software updates. Like, you can get your graphics drivers. There's your there's like your gaming driver, or you can get like a studio driver. I always use the studio driver, not the gaming driver.
I don't really know like how big a difference that makes.
I don't know how much of a
actually don't.
difference that makes either, but that's what I've been doing.
I
think as
think
long
the
as you have one
difference
of the-
is with the game drivers, it's probably making it so the graphics card works as quickly as possible
That'd
without
be right.
necessarily being accurate, while the studio drive would be, it might not be as fast, but the results you'll get are more accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit like what NVIDIA's Quadro cards would have done however long ago, where they were designed for professional usages, not games, because
I
they
don't
were
know.
designed to
Oh,
use,
is there a big difference?
you
Apparently,
got good
Colonel Frosting is
results.
saying that there's a big difference apparently between them.
So here's a question. This last 15-minute conversation, should it be tagged onto the end of the Life is Strange VOD, or should it be at the beginning of the next stream?
I say
don't
the
know.
end of the last one, because if you have it at the beginning, people are just going to
People
get
be wondering
bored.
what is
Yeah,
going on.
exactly, because it's just a black
this
screen.
is-
Yeah, I can tag it on the end.
But
I'll do
this-
another interruption
Alright.
on the stream. I can
So
always.
what's the difference, Frosting, between them?
Be like an after Life is Strange ramble about hardware.
But also, Frosting says, as he does say, like, yeah, it is true that like the cards that people use for, well, let's say specifically AI, like, they are like specially designed to do the calculations that need to be done for an AI. However, a lot of modern like high level graphics cards have some of those in them, just not fully. They're not like fully spec'd out, like the tens of cores and stuff.
How's my download coming? We got, it says 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left, whatever.
Oh, Shady and his Texas internet. Yeah, it will probably take me about 2 hours to download. Maybe even 3. Me and my 100 megabits or whatever it is.
That's not bad. I mean, I'm doing like 400, but that's because I'm
I'm not even
paying.
joking. I was down to like yesterday for about 3 hours. It was down to 700 kilobits. It's terrible.
Wow. That's
Wow,
pretty awesome.
that takes me back a couple decades ago.
Oh,
Your generation
is-
should
At
not
least
know
it-
what that's like.
is that as bad as dial-up?
No, but the thing is though, like
Not
because
quite, but
websites are more
close.
complicated
Yeah.
than they used to
Oh,
be,
well, yeah.
it means that it's even worse. It's like that's why
Mhm.
3G feels so bad now because
Yeah.
all the websites upgraded to be more complicated, so that
You know, there
4G at
was
double time.
actually, I do remember the days though, there was almost a satisfying, enriching experience of dial-up internet when the images had to
Yeah.
load slowly top to bottom. That was a full cinematic experience when the images had to load slowly. And you know what? The images that I was loading back then in the 90s, you know what those were of?
Mathematical, graphical representations.
I'm glad you didn't say porn. It's Riven.
Oh.
But yeah, that does take
probably
me
some of
back.
the most complex images as well.
Yeah, I that's what I think of. I think of images from Riven loading on different sites.
Oh, yeah.
But those when you say that's the thing. When you say tweaks, I mean how like critical are these tweaks?
Still, it's
So-
amazing now that you can just download. You can download Riven over the internet reasonably quickly, whereas before one image from the game would just take forever to download.
That's what it like playing Miss Revelation. Even now, it feels like an age for some of the things to load. It's just terribly made.
And some of the graphics in it are just awful. Like Tamana looks amazing.
And they were just like,
But
right, we've
some
done
of
it,
the
we're
other-
finished.
Yeah, some of the other ages they look really crappy in places, especially
Serenia.
some parts of Haven.
3 years.
Yeah. I don't know. Whereas Miss 3, just looked amazing through the entire game.
Actually, we could have when I load up this game, we can have a tremendous conversation about that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Because here's
think
the
the thing
thing,
about-
like what I was talking about before. No. I'll bring it back on the next. I'll bring it up on the next recording.
The
Go
real
ahead, Tom.
stream. The real start of the next one. The thing about Myst 3 that always gets me it's really it's something that I don't know how to say it, but like whenever people try to upscale the old Myst games, it's one of the things that they talk about being really difficult to kind of recreate. Is the kind of the texture on the rocks and the stone. Like it's not even that high res, but it looks really nice. It's like the best quality you can get at that resolution. And it's kind of difficult to replicate that effect because it just doesn't look realistic when you upscale it.
Yeah.
It's kind of bizarre.
But not even when you upscale it. Like, have you looked at certain games like, I guess Riven Mystery, also some of the Journeyman games where they have desktop wallpapers, which are the original models rendered in like 1600 by 1200. And
Alright.
even then, they start to look fake, and they're not even AI upscales. That's just the original models.
Yeah.
Guys, what the fuck is this? How long is this zip file supposed to take to extract?
Well, it is 40 gigs, so I imagine it's not going to be done in an instant.
Did you imagine it will take 45 minutes to extract?
I don't know why it would take that long.
FPS games often not. There's some games do complain of the wrong driver. Yeah, drivers feel like something that I bet you that I get the impression that drivers, which are probably written in C, right? They've probably got like some macros that they just flip. So whether they're doing like the game or the studio driver, like there's just like it's the same code.
Yeah. If def.
And it just like slightly tweaks how like some like functions work.
This is why I try to set things up beforehand before we get started. Because what happens is I end up just sitting here staring at these dumbass blank screens. And then everyone's like, well, it's getting late, lads. I'm going to bed. And then everybody leaves. And I'm just sitting here with a dumbass loading screen.
That's
For
all right. As long as I
days.
think I could probably, as long as it's not like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, probably all right.
It is 12 o'clock in the afternoon for me.
Well, that's true. That's a good point.
Literally, it's literally 12 p.m.
Right now.
when you said that.
Yeah.
Yes. What are the odds?
1 in 60.
No, it would be like, it's like 1 in
Yeah,
60
sorry, that's.
times
I
12.
guess yeah, that's true. Actually, I'm completely wrong about that.
You said it's like, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. As my clock says 12 p.m. on the dot. But no, Shady, say what you were going to say about the mystery thing.
He wants to say it in 45 minutes when the new stream starts.
Yeah.
I'm on the edge of my seat. Can't wait. I mean, it's always nice to hear birdsong. That's when you know that it's getting late. That's the thing with winter. It never quite feels like it's that late because it just is just like dark for that long. Now we're getting into like spring.
Well, it's getting into winter for me. It'll be
Yeah, so
winter in
it's-
a month's time.
Get even better for you.
Yeah. It is a bit cold, though.
We've got the Ashes coming up in England as well. It'll be interesting.
Well,
I bet
hope
like
the
somehow we'll fuck it up.
I hope the Australians do kick your butt.
We're actually playing alright at the moment.
Ah.
We were like at an
Shady-
absolute low point in the last Ashes. Like that was the worst, some of the worst cricket we ever played.
Shady doesn't have a dog in this fight because it's the English versus. Is it the English versus the Australians?
Yeah,
The
England
Ashes?
and
Yeah,
Welsh,
alright.
technically, I guess.
The Welsh are pretty much English anyway, so
They're pretty close.
they got that weird language, but everyone thinks Fireman Sam's English anyway, so what's it matter?
I mean, if he's called Sam, he's probably Welsh. I bet you his surname's Williams or Jones.
Have you seen the original Fireman Sam?
No, probably not the original.
Yeah, because you know Fireman Sam was originally in Welsh. It wasn't in English.
Not at all. This was completely in Welsh.
Yeah, it was made in Welsh for S4C or whatever it was, the Welsh Channel 4,
Oh, I
and then
didn't
the
know that.
BBC dubbed it into English.
And they were like,
So
"This
the
is
original
gold."
themes. So the original Fireman Sam theme song is all in Welsh.
I'm gonna go watch
I'll
that at
post
some
it.
point.
I'll put it in the music forum. So
The thing with Wales though is that they have a lot of very good singers in Wales. I don't know why, but they have a lot of they have quite a lot of good like anthems and things. So whenever there's like anything that involves all of Great Britain, we just get all the Welsh to do all the singing, and all the anthems. Like if they do the British Lions tours to Australia or whatever, just get them involved.
there you go.
Sam Tan.
Yeah, it's Welsh.
It's like Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah. Well, this is the original Fireman Sam. Yeah, I saw this version when I was a kid.
It's actually quite a good theme tune. Is his twin brother there?
Have you... I'm not sure which one.
So stupid. Why is your fucking site so horrible, Moss?
What site?
The stupid ass Titanic thing. You go to the downloads page and it gives you the first demo instead of the third or some fourth or whatever bullshit. It's pissing me
that's
off.
stupid.
What a brilliant theme tune that is. Did that play at the beginning of every single episode?
Either, I don't know.
That's like the longest theme tune ever.
I don't feel like waiting as long as this is going to take.
It's like Catch 22.
So, have you only seen the CGI one, Tom?
I don't even remember now. It's so long ago.
Yeah.
But
Because the
definitely
original
didn't look
one
like
from
that.
the 80s was that sort of stop motion style.
Yeah, I don't remember being stop motion. Probably it looks. I don't know if it's probably not still going, is it?
I think it's still going.
Oh god, it is still going. It looks very weird now.
Yeah, it's kind of lost it. All right, so it started in 1987 and it's still going.
Oh, what is that sound? That sounds like something.
Oh,
that
someone
I
raided you. Well,
It's himself. Hey, Steadmister.
Was that the noise from when Savijo gets out of his door?
But the animation didn't work, or whatever, or what?
No, it did work.
Oh, okay.
So apparently there was a controversy in Five and Sam. I'd never heard of this. This is brilliant. So basically, apparently there was an episode where. So what year was this? This happened in 2014, where Elvis slips on like a load of piece of paper, and apparently like some pages of the Quran appear, and apparently that was not okay because it's not, like it basically like insinuates that someone like ripped up the Quran.
Yeah.
Nice. Like why? What a weird thing to happen
That
in a
is
show like that.
That is really stupid. Yes. Oh, someone wanted to have Fireman Sam renamed Firefighter Sam.
Yeah, I just saw that at the
Um,
bottom.
Yeah, and it said that research showed that women are put off by a career in the fire service because it sees a job for men. Yeah, it's a very, very physical job. Um, you'd have to be a very, very well built woman to do it. If you're, 4'11" and not well built, you're probably gonna have a hard time being a fireman.
The problem is as well, like the link. So there's no. I don't know where that. I don't know where that's come. But this is the. I hate when you go to like some piece of like some article that someone's written and they haven't. They don't link the original like paper that they reference.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess most people wouldn't give a shit, but it is annoying. So it's still going strong. There's a lot of episodes we put out now. 254 episodes since 1987. Oh, it actually went away for a bit,
Yeah.
and then it came back briefly in 2005, and then it went away again. Oh no, it's kind of been on and off actually. It's kind of weird.
All right.
How many episodes has The Simpsons got now? I'll check that. It was quite a
What
lot.
should I put on my
Um,
screen so it's not just this stupid ass black screen?
Maybe the
BRB
zip file
screen, I guess.
the zip file slowly moving.
Yeah, show the zip file. I want to see the unzipping.
So
All right.
That green
The
bar
Simpsons
slowly moving.
now. The Simpsons now has 746 episodes.
Wow.
That's actually less than I would imagine. Actually,
Yeah, it's on season 34 now.
I thought it'd be way more than that. I don't know why.
I didn't even realize people were still watching it because I haven't watched it in about 20 years.
Right.
I don't think I really ever watched it.
Well, I think in the UK it's mainly been on cable television, while here in Australia it's always been on free-to-air television. So there was a time in the early 2000s where pretty much everyone watched The Simpsons.
Really?
It's one of the most popular shows on television, but now I don't know anyone who watches it.
We just had QI and Top Gear on repeat forever, which I'm not going to complain about that.
Yeah, they're both good shows. Yeah.
In the morning, I used to. They used to show this program called Brainiac. So before I went to school, they used to do this program called Brainiac, which
Oh,
was
I saw
originally
that show.
Richard
It was so
Hammond.
boring.
It was originally Richard Hammond, and then
Okay.
Vic Reeves, and there were a lot of like cool bits. I remember where like John Little like walked on a big lake of custard. They like poured like custard into a massive swimming pool. He like ran across it, and I was like, "That's brilliant."
Sorry, not Brainiacs. Brainiacs is okay. I was thinking Eggheads. That's the boring one.
Okay, no, that's definitely not the same thing. No, I don't remember that old woman running across the custard. No, I don't remember that one. I don't remember that episode.
yeah,
No,
so
Eggheads is the one where it's like just five really boring people like answering questions.
Yeah, I remember my stepfather used to always watch that about
One of the
5
people
o'clock.
in that
It was
though,
like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I just think, why are you watching this to show there's no redeeming qualities?
I remember that
Sorry, what were you saying, Tom?
one of the people in that program, Eggheads. I don't know what his
Yeah.
name is, but one of the egghead, like one of the younger eggheads, like he had like black hair, and he was like this guy who he was way younger than all the others. He actually like went
Yeah, I
broke and
remember
like
him.
went crazy, and like went like got like arrested. I can't remember what for.
How
What
long
was he
ago was
called?
this? So I remember
Like
him. Yeah.
let's have a look. Eggheads. What was his name? Oh, his name was CJ.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what happened? Oh yeah, in 2018, he went bankrupt
Okay.
after a massive legal proceeding involving him getting arrested 2 years before.
All right. CJ DeMol. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I remember him. Even he was a bit boring though. He's
He
probably
was the
the
most
least boring, but
exciting guy.
still.
Yeah, he was like the pinnacle
Yeah.
of the show. Like if he wasn't interesting, then no one was.
Yeah. Okay. Oh.
Oh.
All right. That he It's like, oh yeah, all right. He was arrested at Heathrow Airport in connection with claims made in his autobiography in 1988. He had punched a drug-addicted mugger and thrown him into a canal in Amsterdam. Um,
Oh
okay,
dear.
I probably wouldn't say that in my autobiography because it implies that you've killed someone.
Yeah, that's probably a bit reckless.
Yeah.
Total. Pro-
Okay. He's in a civil partnership. Okay. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I'm just looking at the total prize money that's ever been won on the show. Oh, did it end? No, it's
Oh,
still
this
going.
guy's not even Dutch. He's British, but he just pretends to be Dutch.
There's been 1,962 episodes. It's bigger than Simpsons.
Mm.
Total prize money that's ever been won is 2 million the whole time.
It makes me think of Andre Rieu, how he just seems like this very stereotypical Frenchman, and yet he's actually Dutch.
You think that was what you got on? Oh yes, of course. Yes. What's her name? One of the people on Eggheads was the first person to win Who Wants to Be a Millionaire as well.
Oh, well, that kind of makes sense.
I guess they were like, it's like what's his name came along. Fury came along. Nick Fury came along. It's like, you seem like the sort of person we need. We're assembling a team.
Yeah.
For a new game show.
All right. Oh, a few teams have defeated the Eggheads. Okay.
Yeah, that's the whole
That's
point.
good.
You've got to go on and beat them. And every time you lose, the prize money goes up.
And then once someone wins, it resets.
Yeah.
And the most someone's ever won is £1 million or whatever. Oh,
The
1.2
most
million
is
pounds.
the most someone's won is
1.4.
apparently £75,000, according to this.
Okay.
But the cumulative prize money that's been won over the entire program is £2 million.
Mm. Okay. But yeah, it's not a show I'd ever watch. It's really, really boring.
Yeah, it's not the most exciting thing in the world.
All right. Was Shady going to say something, or I can't remember?
Is it my turn finally?
Oh, do you want to talk
Yeah,
about the
sure, go
Eggheads again,
ahead.
Shady?
It's all in the text chat now.
Oh, they've moved. Shady, the streamer, has just moved into the chat.
The
Yeah, but that's
host
like text.
machine
That's
has
like
been promoted.
that's like tech support chat at the moment.
Is it stalled?
It actually has, hasn't it?
Oh.
It isn't moving. It just says 1354.
Yeah, sorry, I
forever.
paused it. So there's another one. Let's see here.
They would need to start by getting Shady another hard drive.
An SSD.
Well, you've
a
already
super
got an
SSD.
SSD, haven't you, Shady?
Let me try this. Hold on, I got another one.
I just like the fact that we were talking about the most boring television program ever made, and then Shady's there just banging his head against the computer because he can't get this file to unzip.
This is a great podcast.
So
It
that's
really is.
so Frosting said to move it and then unpack. So I paused. So it's all about data, right? So I can't have more than one of these going at once. So should I unpack straight from... I downloaded it to my external hard drive straight away because I can't fit it on my main drive. But I could put it on my secondary internal drive. I could move it, and that's the upper window that I switched to doing now. Which I don't know why that graph isn't showing on your side, but...
Oh, is it showing for you? Is it? That's a bit weird.
All right.
Well, Colonel Frosting says, "Damned if you do, damned if you don't."
Yeah, so if I copy that over, then I'll have to also
We still got-
unzip it,
We still got 6 people here in the voice chat.
as opposed to
Why
double
you,
that.
Why you all? Where you gone,
mean-
Super Gamer and Mitchie?
I'm still here.
Oh, good.
Let's be honest. Who else
I'd probably
is
won't be for
streaming
much longer.
black screen? Like people who are on Twitch to watch a bit of black screen.
It's pretty much a just talking stream at this point.
Yeah, this
Just
is
chatting.
this
Just
is no, this is
chatting.
actually the Titanic, but after it sunk, like years and years after it sank.
Yeah.
We're
This is like at the bottom of the sea.
on our way down to explore the derelict at the bottom of the ocean floor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm having a good time personally, Shady.
Yeah, but it's the middle of the day for you. It's very late for the rest of us.
This is how I want to be spending my evenings.
I mean,
It's-
is anyone here not having a good time?
Yeah.
I'm
This
stressing.
reminds me of an idea I had for a movie that I thought of many years ago. Characters on a ship underwater in complete darkness. You can't see anything, trapped and trying to find their way out.
Can they breathe
Oh,
or
there
not?
is kind of a
There,
game
there
like
would
that
be
called
air.
Iron
It
Man.
wouldn't have flooded in. It would be kind of, a
What's they're stuck
a
underwater?
mysterious horror movie.
I am taken back to the lighthouse ship, the ship in the game Lighthouse.
Hmm.
Is
I was
that the
just
one with the
thinking
weird
that-
monster?
Random tangent. I still miss Sarah.
Yeah, we still haven't figured out what happened to her, have we?
Has
I
Sarah
was
not been
just
around
gonna
for a
say,
while?
that's the most Matthew idea I've ever heard.
Has Sarah not been around for a bit?
Not since January.
Really?
Oh, you didn't hear about
Yeah.
this? So
No.
I streamed Stray. No, it was Stray.
Stray, yeah.
We had you. It was you and Merc had a very lay it all out there difference of opinions.
And then sort of Outrun was backing me up, and Sarah was sort of on Merc's side. So it's kind of like this big debate.
So I was just kind of vibing. I was just like, hey, if we all have to kind of get whatever out of our systems, let's just let it go, because sometimes that's good. That's healthy. Okay, so second Stray stream, I
Not on
noticed
the server anymore.
immediately my second Stray stream, as soon as I started streaming I don't know how I picked up on it. Just all I saw was that my follower count immediately dipped by 1, as well as my people in the Discord dipped by 1, and somehow within the first 5 minutes I figured out who it was, and Sarah had just left. And there's been no sign ever since. And it was like, well, that's sad.
I actually have known about you since 2010, so it's not surprising I'm still around.
I'm glad to hear you're not
I've known
surprised
about
you're
you
still
since-
around.
don't know,
I've
maybe-
known about you since 2020, Shady.
I don't know, like maybe
I've seen the channel since 2007 or so.
I
sometimes people
remember
just
where I first encountered you. It was on the videos with King's Quest 6 where you were showing various things in the game, like the deaths and things, and your enhanced playthrough.
So Mitchie and Matthew were around before I did any commentary work, huh?
Yeah. That King's Quest 6 enhanced playthrough was what really got me interested in you. That was such a big project.
Yeah, I was just like, I just noticed how everybody's just trying to get through the game, and I'm like, no, what makes the game good is the narrator. So I'm just gonna show all the different recordings.
You remember that thing that I won't tell the story if you don't want it to be told, but you remember that thing that happened recently with the King's Quest 7 death video reel on the Discord?
King's Quest 7 death video reel
All ways to lose, remember?
on the Discord. Why do I not remember?
So remember someone, I won't say who, I know who it is, and some of you may have heard of him, not from this, but from other places, but this chap casually messaged me and said, "Are you the owner of the Shady Paradox YouTube channel?" I do not know why he messaged me, but he did. No, I said to Shady, what do you want me to say to this guy? And I said, what do you want to know? And he wanted permission to use footage from the Shady Paradox Ways to Lose video for King's Quest 7. And I asked you, and I said, you said, "Oh," it's like, "Yeah, that's fine as long as he gives credit."
And he gives
but
all the
I did
credit to
check
Most
out his-
Staffer Gent.
That'd be funny. But
It
the
would
thing
be
was,
funny.
though, so I won't
And then
say-
I'll sue him for all his money.
But the funny thing was, I won't say who this guy was, but as soon as I looked him up, I actually knew who he was. I hadn't seen any of his work, but his work is quite well known in the adventure game community recently. But I'm not sure if I should say who he is. Did I tell you who he was, Shady?
I vaguely remember this episode. I don't remember who this is. Message me.
All right,
See you then, Frosting. See you, mate.
All right. Don't miss the sheets, Frosting. That would be embarrassing.
I think I have a few ideas who it could have been, but I'm not going to say it.
It was me. No, it wasn't.
It's just me, Gabe Newell.
I don't really know much about Space Quest 6 and the big YouTubers of it, fortunately. Space Quest, even, more generally.
So, was it worth it to pause the direct extraction in order to move it to a different drive so I could extract it over?
I doubt it makes much of a difference.
The direct extraction, is it paused or stopped working?
All right, good night, Frosting.
I paused
And
it.
no, it wasn't. Before you ask, it wasn't Ross Scott. That
See
would have
the
been awesome if
continue.
it was Ross Scott, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I can only think of like 2 or 3 that it could be. It's either like, I mean, some of the usual suspects. And that one, like, sort of up and coming one.
This is an epic quest.
Oh, everyone had just gone quiet for a minute.
Yeah.
So I was just having to make sure I didn't spell this incorrectly. I'm starting to spell things badly.
85% complete. Let's go. Hurry the fuck up. Oh my god. What am I going to call this archive? Is this just going to be loading screen sub Hangout 2023?
Yeah, let's make this a
All of
separate
that.
special episode.
Black screen.
I think this has to be its own separate VOD at this point.
Yeah, this is
I've been here for
secret
50
little-
minutes. I can't just tack it onto the end of Life is Strange. This is
little
its
secret
own.
time capsule.
Yeah.
Oh god.
If you want the full experience of all the pain we're living through.
But then haven't we still got to extract it on the other hard drive?
Correct. This is all your
Might be-
fault, Moss.
Maybe we should have just played the out of date Titanic.
You should have just played that. I mean, damn.
Too late now.
90s. We're into 90% now.
We're into 90% of 50% of the job.
Of just moving it. That's not even the extraction part.
And we then got to move it back again once it's been extracted.
Yeah, so the theory is that the extraction will go faster if I extract from one drive to another.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
Maybe. We will see once this finishes.
I honestly don't know. Maybe is that a thing? I didn't know that was a thing.
It makes sense to a point. I don't know.
Alright, a few megs left. Oh boy.
All right, so
I think it's probably about done now. There.
so it did move.
Yeah, you should. We should. So one of us should send this video to the Honor and Glory guys, just to show how frustrated we are with the website and the installation process.
Yeah.
I think this would be pretty good feedback.
All right, I'll show you how this is going.
First of all, slow this video down by like 200%. Like, make it twice as long and then send it to them.
All right, so here's the new one. This is how fast this is extracting. That does look like a faster extraction, does it not?
Yeah.
That looks more reasonable.
Yeah. So I will cancel this one. I will abort the current operation.
I was stuck at like 27%.
Well, I paused it on purpose because I didn't want even more. Because anytime it reads off a hard drive, it has to, if you have multiple operations off the same hard drive, it has to go back and forth on those different locations on the same hard drive. And that's what was slowing it down. So the whole theory is if you are extracting from one hard drive to another, it'll go faster because it can concentrate on each hard drive in one place the whole time.
Right.
Good stuff. Are these both SSDs?
No. Only
Oh, they're mechanical.
one of them is internal. Yeah, one of them is... Actually, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if either one of them is SSD.
Because, yeah, mechanical, yeah, I mean, having to move the head from one part of the disk to another is going to eat up a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
SSD is less of an issue because it can
Yes,
access any part
but
instantly.
my main SSD drive is full. That was like,
yeah.
I
'Cause
actually,
it's-
I
because
had,
it's small.
I made that executive decision right now when I was about to download it. It was going to go into my C drive downloads folder. It's like, nah, dog, that ain't going there. That is, I don't have that much space. It's a 40 gig download. I got what, 15 gigs free? I don't even want to know what would happen if it fills up in the middle of a stream.
Ouch. Are you recording to one of the mechanical drives though?
Yeah,
All right.
a different one though. I have a dedicated streaming drive.
So
It
apparently the
probably-
reason that it's quicker, it kind of makes sense actually, is that it needs to seek. It doesn't need to seek as much, right? It doesn't need to keep like going back and forth.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a thing on SSDs, but
That's the advantage of SSDs, right? That it's much more instant and
not
Well,
a physical
it can
thing.
access. It doesn't need to physically move the head to access something on the drive. It can just access it immediately.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's basically like a USB, a big USB.
Well, it's the same technology, although USB sticks are actually quite slow still.
Yeah.
I remember in college, speaking of USB sticks, what did they give us all at freshman orientation? Like, oh, you get a free USB stick that was like, was it 64 gigs? That was pretty cool.
64 gigs. That's nice. That's a nice USB stick. That is.
That's huge. Are you sure it was gigs and not megs?
How long ago was this?
Was it?
I don't know, when was that?
Maybe it was 64 megs, actually.
I'm not sure I would buy a USB that's 64 meg.
Yeah, because I remember in middle school around like 2007, I had like a 1 gigabyte flash drive, and that was sort of huge, but like
Yeah, next
4
level.
gigs was really huge.
I mean, if
Maybe it
one
was
is
60
huge, then 4 is definitely really huge.
Yeah, it was probably 64 megs then. I don't know. I'm
I
drunk.
mean, you know, back then you could probably still fit, 64 megs still pretty good for some things.
Yeah, I had 128 meg one around that time. So
It must have been. It must have been. But even though I remember thinking, man, that makes it smaller than a CD, right?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
But maybe it was the write and the read write functionality that was good.
well, better than a floppy disk, and more handy than a zip drive.
I'm not that old. It wasn't. No, we didn't have floppy drives. We were already. We
Well,
were already.
yeah.
We were already done with those.
It's getting exciting. 2 minutes.
Oh.
Had to do somehow. Somehow we start this game at the exact same version. Stops the zip extraction stops. It says, "Thank you for playing Titanic, zip extraction simulator."
It's a pity this isn't one of those old game installers where they play like a music loop in the background. They knew it was going to be a long install.
Yeah, like Miss 4.
Oh yeah, I forgot it did that. It's been so long since I installed it that I can't. I forgot
Wasn't that
happened.
long since I installed Mist 4.
Yeah, the Mac version must not have done that. I think the Mac version's installer used Java for some reason, as did Miss 5.
That was the thing I wanted
Except
to
the
talk
Japanese
about
edition.
once we get this going.
Hmm.
Spoiler.
No, I
This is
just didn't
still
want to
the
forget.
separate stream. We can talk about it in this stream as long as we don't mention it.
Just don't let me forget. Once I start walking
Okay.
around the Titanic.
I guess some of the things we need to find on the Titanic are some of the artifacts they found under the sea.
Like the band leader's violin, which got
Mhm.
sold for a huge amount of money at auction instead of going to the guy's family.
And the clock. Or the watch.
There was a few clocks. Yeah, it was a watch. Yeah, that had stopped at right. I think it was on 2:30 a.m. when it stopped, which is about 10 minutes after the Titanic sank. So
Gotta find that. Or the guy who owns it.
well, yeah, I think the guy who owns it probably wasn't as concerned about his watch as certain other things. The tide's like, oh, it's like he wasn't in the middle of the ocean going, it's like, oh, blast, my watch has stopped.
Well, you know. He wasn't allowed to get in any of the boats, so he has a bit of time to just like mess about.
Oh boy.
Fucking hell. Why is it not?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
The ultimate troll. Did they release this version on April 1st?
I think it was March.
March 31st Australian time.
There it is. All right. Got to go to the Windows 10 plus update, whatever. All right. Swapping out recording. Hold on. Hold your breath.